go. Your one-stop realty shop. Everything from beginning to end, realty, your realtors, mortgage, lenders, new builds, rehabs. We're going to talk to the expert, Bill Whetstone, here in a Welcome to the Your Little Castle Show. I am Phil Herdlicka here once again with Bill Whetstone of Whetstone Enterprises. Bill, thanks for being back with us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So we talked in the first show. This is one of our most unique visitors. You know, in this chair often we have a realtor, we have a general contractor, we have lenders, but we've never had all of them in one chair. So again, I know you talked last show, so let's just give a quick recap. Talk about all the services you provide.
So we are your one-stop realty shop, from Heart to Home to Martian Mortgage to Wet One Tile Remodeling to Cat Mag Investments. We can help you buy your house, sell your house, help you fix your house up before you sell. We'll buy your house as is. We'll sell you a house that needs to be fixed up. I'll fix it up for you before you move in. A lot of different options when it comes to the whole aspects of of your home purchasing needs.
And so much goes into it. A lot of times first buyers especially don't understand everything that goes into it. You're there to help them, walk them through the entire process.
We actually have a first-time buyers course and a book and a handbook to kind of know your expectations. A lot of different things that people just don't realize what you need to do. And just like credit, a lot of stuff that simple little things can boost your credit score 20 points and help you save money on your interest payments. So a lot of stuff that we try to help with the first-time home buyers, even second or third time home buyers. A lot of people just don't get educated enough in understanding the whole what it takes to get your best rates and your best ultimate goal, your best affordability for
get into the house for the most affordable price, then the house you love.
Yes.
Or if it's not exactly how you want, you can help transform it.
I can make it the way you want it. It's crazy, crazy stories, crazy times. You know, going to buying a house that just needs cosmetic for you, and then you're saving money as you're walking into it, not overpaying for somebody else's rehab, using their colors because they're not your colors, so you're probably going to be repainting it anyway. So why not do that after you buy the house? And as long as the bones are good, everything else can be changed, and you'll have instant equity.
And again, they'll have that flexibility because they're saving money going with you, and you're not using 5 different companies. They're doing it all with you. You're getting the best rate. You work with people you said that may not have the best credit. So a lot of times they're not going to have the opportunity to make those changes after they buy the house.
Absolutely.
That's not the case with you.
Yeah, so we like to help find houses too for them and go in there and fix them up enough to where we can get them into a house where it's very nice for them. That has a little bit of equity to it. If lease option purchase as well is what we do sometimes. As far as
all the services you do, you mentioned earlier you're based in Imperial.
Yes.
But you service
most of Jefferson County, some of St. Francis County, a little bit of St. Genevieve County, and a little bit of St. Louis County. Usually try to keep it within a 20-mile or 30-minute radius drive of Imperial, just so that way the people working for us aren't wasting a lot of time, in cars, and they can be home with their families, enjoying that.
So you mentioned now in the last show the people that work with you. Tell us about your team. How many people do you have? What experience do they have?
Oh, we have a handful of probably 12 people, 14 people that rely on us.
And their families.
And we rely on them. We're more of a team, not I don't feel like a boss. I feel like they're all team members that are helping us grow and achieving a legacy that we're trying to build. They're all a bunch of good people. And
one thing I love that you said work with us, not work for us, And to me, that says you foster a great environment, that everyone's part of your team. It's not, yes, you are the boss, but you're working with your team.
I don't feel like a boss. I'm too nice to be a boss. So
well, I see that.
I can't be a landlord either. That's why I don't deal with that side, because I got a heart, and most landlords don't. So
one thing that I was talking with Bill off camera about that I'm really excited about, I wanted to hear some stories about that you've had with specific clients, and you told me you have a story
I do.
that I have to hear.
So I was in an attic for one of my clients that had a roof leak. So I was up there with a piece of cardboard trying to figure out where I can get it so I can figure out where the roof leak was. I hear one of their friends saying, well, I guess I'm going to call these We Buy Ugly House people. And I stuck my head down and said, you don't call anybody until I get out. I get down and talk to her and kind of find out she has 2 houses that she was trying to sell that some family members have trashed, and she was ready to sell them to some wholesalers and was expecting to get beat up. I was able to go in there, help her clean her house up, put it on the market to try to get her some more money. I was able to actually end up coming to an agreement. I bought that house because I had a client that needed a 4-bedroom, and I was able to get this house, fix it up, move them into this house, lease option it. They're actually under contract to purchase the one house. So it really great situation for them because 4 kids and 2 adults, they were living in a 2-bedroom apartment, and now they have a 4-bedroom house at the same price they were paying for that apartment.
Same price.
Same price. The other client, the other house had, I had a client that was 7'2", and when I walked into the second house before I fixed it up, I walked in and this house had 12-foot ceilings. I already knew whose this house belonged to. Took me about 4 months, but all in all, I ended up getting the house fixed up and was able to sell it to my clients that was 7'2", and he now has 12-foot tall ceilings. So it's kind of stuff like that that's it's just crazy, right place, right time situations. From putting the door in to watching a cop evict the neighbor, and then the guy I'm putting the door in tells me, hey, that's actually my house too. Can you put a door in? I was asked him what he was doing with it. He said, I'm going to sell it. And I was able to buy that house right there from him.
You bought that house immediately?
Bought it right there, and took about 3 months for him to get the guy out, and then I was able to fix that up, and basically that's when I flipped. But it's crazy situations where I run into sometimes.
It was just so
right place, right time.
One job led to another immediately, led to another, led to another.
Yep. And the same one on the last one, the neighbor a couple houses down, the parents passed away, and when the kids come up, Ron went down there and said, hey, if you're going to sell it, you need to call this guy, which was me. I was the first person to go down there and look at it. They was like, hey, we're looking for this price. I'm like, you know what? That price is a little too high for me to flip, but I have a client that this is perfect for. Do you mind if I bring them down? And I was able to get my client a house off market, perfectly what they were looking for at $10,000 under their budget. And the sellers, I was able to get what they were wanting, so they didn't have to negate, and everybody walked away a winner. I was able to help everybody on that situation as well too. So it's crazy.
The timing on that alone is
Right
just
time.
insane.
Yes.
But the fact that you were able to cater to each person's needs, because I mean, if you don't sell houses or buy houses, or if you don't do the rehab or the construction, they have to keep calling different companies. But they didn't have to do that. You were able to solve.
I was able to help them with every aspect of it. Sometimes I'm touching 5 sides of a house. It's just from buying the house to fixing the house to having the seller, having the buyer, having the loan. It's a great feeling because I'm able to consolidate and basically have them deal with one person and one person alone, and making sure that they're getting what they need and taken care of.
So there's one thing I found really interesting in that story. You mentioned one of the buyers was a 7'2",
7'2", yep.
And you had a place with 12-foot ceilings. Now, that's not something I ever would have thought enter my mind.
Yeah.
That people say, oh, I want a house that has to have a basement, or it has to have a backyard, or a gentle slope, gentle grade. All these things that the house must have. I would never have thought, oh, I have to have 12-foot ceilings because I'm 7'2", because I'm not 7'2".
Even 8-foot ceilings is still good, but a lot of when you're getting into certain price points, especially down in the older towns, you're getting a lot of them ceilings are going to have 7'2" ceilings or 7'5" ceilings. They're never going to be a true 8. So I got a video of him walking in, and he was like this, and then he went to the bathroom and he was like this, and it was.
That's not a house he's going to be able
I
to
made a
live
little TikTok
comfortably.
video. It was pretty funny, but yeah, it's not what you want your client to go into. And when I walked in that house, I already knew, and when I took them over to it, they loved the house, and I was able to fix it up with their colors. Their color scheme, their paint, their floor, and basically got them into that house. And I think they ended up walking in with almost $17,000 in equity.
Wow. So because I'm really, I was thrown by that comment about the 7'2" and the 12-foot ceilings. What are some other examples that people will come and say, this is what I have to have in my property?
Wow.
Not to put you on the spot. Is it those basic things saying, I need, a flat yard, or I need a driveway, I need...
Sometimes it's more for cattle, or if they're wanting to homestead. You get a lot of homesteaders now, so you're having to try to find that perfect property for homesteading. Sometimes it's they need enough bedrooms for kids without being on the separate levels. So there's been times where I've actually moved a house from top to bottom. I moved all the rooms upstairs and moved the kitchen and basement downstairs for them, to make them accommodate to put 4 bedrooms upstairs, because that's the way the house is designed. So I was able to just basically...
That's like a house flip, just not the way people would have thought about it.
Flipped it, literally.
An internal flip of the house.
Internal flip of the house for the clients. It was one that needed a lot of work, so it made sense, and the budget was there, and they were able to do like a 203K loan and basically pay for their rehab. And me being a contractor, I was able to do the 203K as well. So it's a good feeling to be able to help people and just basically walk them through their whole home buying process, because it's one of the biggest purchases of your life. And they say the average person's like 11 loans
Is that right?
throughout their lifetime. Yeah.
So, again, you're not just mortgage company, not just a realtor, you do the general contracting, the tile. What percentage of your business would you say is residential versus commercial?
90%.
90% residential?
90% residential, yes.
Okay. So what kind of commercial clients do you deal with then?
Mostly our own.
Oh, okay.
so our commercial buildings and some other, just mostly it's more the real estate, going in and doing, fixing up. I fixed up a laundromat. I've done, actually did some Denny's restaurants back in the day, so I'm not too much on that. But,
so one thing I don't want to get away from, we've mentioned all the different companies. You guys started with Wet One Tile.
Yes,
and that's
sir.
Over 25 years ago. You say you've had the mortgage business for a number of years. Yep. Everything's kind of grown and expanded over the 25 years. But let's talk about Wet One Tile, where you got started.
Well, I was in the printing industry for about 10 years before that, and when the internet came out back in the early 2000s, the printing industry kind of died, and I started just dabbling with some tile work, and started doing it. I did my neighbors and did their neighbors, and then when I got laid off from the printing industry, I just said, I'm just going to go with it, and started Wet One Tile. And
so you started it before you had any experience, or not any experience, but I mean, before you were working for
2 years. I had about 2 years
experience
doing tile.
You just dove in and said, I'm doing this on my own.
Yep, I got in with the tile shop out at one time, and they started referring a lot, and from that point it was word of mouth and referral for almost 7 years, and then started getting into the remodeling side, and just took off from there.
And everything's grown.
Yep.
So I'm going to put up on the wall now for everyone to see. This is your Hearth to Home website. So look at some of our featured properties. These are ones that you have actual listings on now?
Some of them are just MLS ones. Not for sure which ones are which ones.
But again, we've got, testimonials there. Yeah. And again, if you didn't tune into the last show, we had 46 reviews, and how many of those 46 were 5-star?
I believe all 46 were.
All 46 were 5-star. That is not something you see often. And so here's more testimonials. Working with Alyssa as a first-time home buyer has been such a pleasant experience. Everything is 5-star. That's amazing. So Alyssa, that's your realtor with Martian Mortgage.
She was with Hard.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's all right.
I'm on the
Yeah,
okay.
you're good. Yeah.
And look, there's a lot of happy customers there. Love the alien. Tell us a little bit about the Martian side of this.
So we started a trunk or treat about 4 years ago. It was an alien theme, hence the alien. And he was part of it, and I made a little cadaver little thing. It was fun. Next year it grew a little bigger, and each year it gets a little bigger, and that's where Martian Mortgage came from, was actually after a trunk or treat. But now it's actually really huge. It's I got a 150-foot blackout maze, or a maze that we pretty much set up around the building. It takes me about 3 days to set it up for 4 hours of fun, and about 2 days to tear it back down. But it's one of my favorite things.
It's a lot of work, but it sounds like it's worth it.
Yes, it's crazy. It's fun.
All right, we're going to go to a break, learn a little bit more about what's going on in our community. But again, Bill Whetstone, Whetstone Enterprises. We were just talking Martian Mortgage. That's 636-223-0071. And Yep, we'll be back just after this break. Stick with us.
Hey everybody, guess what? We get to have fun all the time at the Cardinal games. Before the game, we get to hang out with fun super fans. Say hello to my buddy Nino over here, Brett, Tanya, and Dixie. That's right. Everybody's in the video here. Family coming out to the game. Nino, what do you love about going to Cardinal games?
You love baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves baseball. Hey, all right. Scoring points with the Cardinal Cowboy.
Yeah, he plays Miracle League baseball.
Do you really?
And he likes to be on the Cardinals team at home.
Yeah.
Wow. Nino, how many times have you been on that team? How many times have you done that?
A lot.
That's a good answer. All right. Dad, what's it like coming to the Cardinal games with your son and your wife and all the fun you get to have down here?
Oh, it's the most fun. I mean, we've been coming since Old Bush. You know, now we've got New Bush Stadium. It's the best baseball town, and it's the most fun. You know, it's fun before the game. The games are always great, and we love it.
Well, I appreciate you guys taking time here. We're at Patios, everybody. This is where the most fun is. I get to wear the full outfit here. I got the pants, the socks, the arch, Nino, Brett, Tanya, and Dixie all here, and we're outside Patios having fun. Hey, say hi to Patios. Stop on by here before a Cardinal game, and we'll see you guys soon. Nino, give me some knuckles. There we go. Go Cardinals. Giddy up.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. By now, we are on ABC 5 times a week. So many businesses are loving what we're doing to help them get their name out there. We'll sit right here in our guest chair, right here, sitting here talking to us. We're going to put on the wall your website and everything about you, and highlight you as a leader. Fill out the form you see here on our website. It's bigleagues.com, and if you go to bigleagues.com, fill out this form. Takes just a couple seconds, and you can even schedule yourself right here. Schedule yourself to be on the show, and there's no charge for us to record you. There's no charge to be in the studio. Check it out if you would like to be on. Fill out the form again, bigleagues.com. This is where we can turn any interview into a series of clips. Professional video on your website closes more sales by instantly building trust, clearly explaining complex products, and keeping visitors engaged longer, reducing bounce rate by 34%. It'll help you to gain that credibility, increase engagement, simplify complex tasks, lower your sales friction, and boost your rankings on the search engine. So this is all kind of a no-brainer. See how we've now had over 500 interviews and now almost 250 different business owners. Go to bigleagues.com bigleagues.com. That's BIGGLEAGUES.com. Go to bigleagues.com and get signed up. You can schedule right from there.
Welcome back to the Your Little Castle show. Times are changing, and media and technology impact everything. So right here, I want to promote, this is the #1 seller on Amazon, Magnetize Media, written by Steve Kidd and Willie J. And you might recognize this handsome fella here. That's none other than Cardinal Cowboy, host of the show. He wrote the foreword, basically the first chapter of the book, so Magnetize Media. Make sure you check that out. Again, #1 seller on Amazon. So, Bill, we were talking, obviously technology, everything changes. You've been in this business 25 years. How have things changed, with the advancement of technology?
Convenience, not being able to DocuSign or do a lot of stuff electronic with signatures, being able to send bids over signature-wise.
So, I honestly, I expect that it helps you run your business.
To a point.
To a point. Does it actually
There's
hurt
goods,
you?
there's goods and bads. You have your online. You can do a lot of stuff with your online, your marketing. It helps with a lot of aspects. But the bad thing is that I'm not a fan of a lot of online businesses, because if there's a problem, there's really nowhere for you to go to take care of that, because everything's in the cloud. Which is good for a few things, but some things I just don't feel like you should be able to. Some things you want to be able to have a home-based business, which I'm strongly the brick and mortar. We have our business and all that. I know some people can't have that, but some people. Back in my day, brick and mortar.
Yeah.
Brick and mortar is where you want to go. You want to go. If there's a problem, you up there. You talk to the people. You talk to the owners. You talk to this. Just like shopping, I like to go in and buy stuff in person. I don't want to order something, be like, oh, this is wrong, and then send it back.
Sure.
I want it now. So
Again, this all ties into what we've talked about over the last show and a half. It's your personal touch.
Yes.
I think people may not think of contracting as a customer service industry, but I think every business, to an extent, is a customer service driven company.
Absolutely. It's definitely a customer service based companies on all of them, but one of the things that you definitely want to make sure when you're doing online stuff is in a lot of these businesses too are online based is to help. You see a lot of fraud. You see a lot of just bad stuff going on, and as a consumer, some of the stuff you need to do to protect yourself is to do your due diligence, and in case that people or find out where these people are doing business at. Are they working out of a PO box? If something goes wrong, especially in the contract or even a real estate side, if you got a real estate transaction goes bad and you're dealing with the online brokerage, where can you go to talk to their broker, or even with the contractor? Where are you going to go if there's a problem? You have to.
So it sounds like it's an issue of accountability.
It is.
And you are the owner, founder of these companies, 5
Yes.
companies under the.
If there's a problem, you know where to find me. My cell phone is my lifeline. If there's a problem, I'm not afraid to give it out to anybody. I'm usually at my office or I'm at a job, but there's a problem. You know where to find us at, and it's 1006 Main Street, Imperial, Missouri.
So there you go. 1006 Main Street in Imperial.
Yes.
But then also, if they want to get a hold of you,
314-952-4108.
And that's
I've had
your
that
cell
number
phone?
for 27 years.
So that's been up on the screen
Yeah.
the entire show. That's your cell phone.
Yeah.
Again, if you have any issues, you can call Bill directly. You're not going to have the issues you're faced with other companies or other contractors.
And you're not going to get an AI going, please leave your name and I'll let the person know, because I am never going to do that. That will not be me. So
I love the personal touch. I love the customer service and the personal interactions you bring for all the different businesses that you have. So let's say, someone wants to get in contact with you, whether they are looking for a home, they're looking to do new construction or rehab. What's the process? How does it usually start?
text or call me. That's where it starts. And then from that point, to get you on the schedule, come out and take a look at it. And I'm always the one going out there. I don't send somebody else out to look at it. I'll be the first person that you will meet on any transaction, regardless if it's remodeling or real estate or just about anything you need. If you call me to come out, I'm not going to send somebody out there for the first time. You will be meeting me for the first time, so that we can.
Now, does it happen often where someone calls you saying, you know, I'm looking for a house? So basically they're at square one, you know, then you're helping them find the house, then you're helping them finance the house. Then as they buy the house, there's updates or upgrades they want to make, remodeling. I mean, have you had clients where you've done all those services at once for?
Yes, I have. It's more than you know. I've even bought a house, sold it, helped an investor pay me for the investment. He paid me to fix it up. I had the seller, I had the buyer, and we had the loan. So there's been times where I was able to touch that house 6 different times, but still keeping it affordable and letting the clients walk in with equity at the end of the day. And it's a good feeling for me. I sleep well at night knowing that I take care of people. So
I love that. So again, you know, your one-stop realty shop.
Yes.
And what was your other comment you had? Homegrown, community grown?
Yep, locally owned, community grown.
Locally owned, community grown. I love that. Now, so you said that's what makes you feel good at the end of the day, right? Like that feeling like you helped somebody?
Yes.
So
and not taking advantage of somebody and making sure that, you know, at the end of the day, we're never going to have a bad name. So, because I've had such a good name for so long that I don't ever want to have a bad name. So I'm a believer in karma.
I am as well.
Come back about you.
And, you know, one of the hardest things, and, you know, I'm a small business owner as well, not to the size you are. I don't have nearly the expansive businesses that you have. But it's a stressful thing. But, you know, for me, you know, feeling like I did my job or I served my clients is what's I get satisfaction out of. So, I mean, what is it for you? Is it seeing the physical work, the rehab of a house and being proud of that, or having the customer reviews? What's the biggest satisfaction you get out of this?
It's just all rolled into one. It's my favorite thing actually to do is to rebuild older houses like 1920s, 1930s, anything rough cut lumber. I love bringing the history back. That house has a story to tell, and they were small, affordable housing that you know, they were great on energy because they weren't these massive, oversized 20-foot ceilings, and it was a home that somebody could live there and comfortably. You know, they might outgrow it, but it's those smaller, older homes are just great history homes.
Yeah, there's history in it.
A lot of history, and I just love rebuilding them and bringing them back to life. So.
And the thing is, too, when you do that, you're not just helping your client, you know, update their home. That's actually an improvement for the community, because it's not only going to raise the value of that price, it's going to raise the value of everyone's property, right?
Even the next one, you start building one house, or you start decorating or getting one house fixed up, it can trickle on. The neighbors will start doing stuff, and then you know, that whole block just might turn around just by you fixing up one home, getting rid of that dilapidated one, and the eyesore, the overgrown. And I've been very fortunate enough that I was able to do quite a few of those, and still doing quite a few right now. So
that's great. So we have only about 30 seconds left. So, you know, tell the people watching at home something about you unique that they may not have gotten out of this interview.
Oh, man.
Anything about yourself. You got any hobbies?
I am a workaholic. Got a little funny farm. I love, you know, I love life. So that's about it.
Good. Well, again, Bill Wentworth, Wentworth Enterprises. He is your one-stop realty shop. Give him a call. Bill, thanks for joining us.
No problem. Thank you.
By now, we are